So the group stage is done, and Mexico now has their opponent into the quarterfinals. But before we get into that, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Ladsfootyshow. It's your boy Keeks, here with my co-host.
It's your boy Hera. Boys, we're officially back. Took a little week break from content. Really wanted to test the waters with the Gold Cup, the Club World Cup. And now that we have a little of info about it, we're in for this breakdown. So as you guys have seen from the title, this is a group stage recap. This is recapping what we've learned, what the Selección has offered us in the first couple of matches. But before we get into that deep dive, make sure you guys are sub to the channel. Make sure you guys drop a like, comments, and let us know what your thoughts are about this Selección so far. Because again, the World Cup is around the corner, Keeks. So
About less than a year.
about less than a year. Oh yeah, less than a year. And there's only a couple matches from here on until then. So
Oh, man.
what better way to start it to ask you, how do you feel about the Selección so far?
I'd say I'm more comfortable than I was at the start, but not by a large margin either. I'd say I'm a little more comfortable because I think we do have a bit of at least an idea of
Right.
who should and shouldn't be starting.
Yeah.
But other than that, ultimately, not the best, man. I'm still not really confident going into the World Cup.
I'm not at all. And I think I might be more on the side of, I feel like we're going to fail then we're going to overachieve. I think we're just going to disappoint. This could go since the beginning. Bringing Vasco to the Selección, I still don't think was the right decision. But that's for another topic. So far, the Selección hasn't showed me that we're capable of competing, actually, to be honest.
We've played 3 low caliber teams, man.
We've played 3 low caliber teams that in previous years with previous Selección and manager, whatever, we would roll past these nations 5-0, 3-0. Dominican Republic, let's start off with that game. The Dominican Republic 3-2. No one expected that. Props to Dominican Republic. They did their thing. But that's a game that Mexico should have wiped out. Suriname, even worse than Dominican Republic. Our goals, we've scored 5 goals in 3 matches. And 4 of them have been from set pieces. My 3 things to learn after that Suriname game was the only way we can score is from set pieces. We played Costa Rica and we didn't score. Why? Because the only way was a set piece.
Keylor Navas had a masterclass.
Yeah, Keylor Navas had a masterclass.
I can't negate it because ultimately the third game was definitely our best, and we should have wiped the floor with Costa Rica, but Keylor Navas did.
Ironically, Mexico's best match was against Costa Rica, and it was a match that we didn't even win.
That's so bad.
It is so bad. It's not a good look. Because when we play like shit and we don't show our class on the field, we end up winning. You know, and that's literally the story of the Selección. You win the ones that you shouldn't, and the ones that you should win, you don't. But before we get into that, shout out to all of you guys that came up to us in LA and Vegas. You know, appreciate all the love that we received. We have also a bunch of clips and content that we have been collabing with Fútbol Asada. Shout out to boys as well. So if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you guys go watch those clips. Follow us on all socials. Laptop just died, but we're off the dome with this anyway. In either way, so appreciate all you guys that showed love to us, man. It was a great seeing you guys. Now, we're going to highlight and mention some players that we have been satisfied with, and then some that we have completely been on the other side with. Starting out with who I've liked so far is Mateo Chavez.
I really liked his cameo yesterday.
I don't understand how
I really liked his cameo.
When we lost to Switzerland, he was our best player, and he hadn't seen a minute up until Costa Rica. It doesn't make sense. This is where Vasco kills me, man. Yeah. This is where Vasco kills me. Yesterday, again, the first 30 minutes, he was very, very involved in all of Mexico's buildup. That is one player that I'm very surprised with. Maybe I shouldn't even say surprised, because this is a player that I've been on for a while now, so I'm happy he's getting his minutes.
He was storming down my side of the pitch.
Oh, he was sitting on your side.
He was storming down the side of our pitch, bro, or our side of the pitch. Yeah. So it was, again, just a great cameo, bro. Way more. In the 60 minutes, 70 minutes he played, I saw more than I've seen Gallardo do possibly in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. He's just a player that isn't scared to play. He isn't scared to put a tackle in, isn't scared to go 1v1. And he lost 1 or 2 duels against the right back, but you see it. You see him trying to make something different.
You see him wanting to do it again. You see him wanting to try it again. At least, all right, if I didn't beat him this way, I'm going to beat him the next way. It's the continuous, levels of staying involved in the match. and at least trying to produce a bit of an effort.
Yeah.
I don't see that from Gallardo. I'm going to mention his name a lot because once again, Mateo Chavez came off the pitch for Gallardo and we were stagnant on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Vega was not receiving the ball anymore. Piojo was all over. Piojo was just abusing the right-hand side. Chino had came on at that point. Chino was abusing the right-hand side. Gallardo was not being used anymore.
He wasn't. Now, who's your player that you've been, pretty satisfied with so far?
As a whole, I gotta go Edson Alvarez, man. I've liked the captainships he's shown in his new, double pivot role in terms of the 4-4-2 we were playing. I really liked him even more when we were playing the 3-back. The fluidity we were producing, the ability to use open play. Finally, the first time we used open play in the Copa Oro was with, unfortunately, Luis Chavez, who I don't think should have played either. But from Marcelo Ruiz and Edson Alvarez were probably two of my favorite players.
Edson Alvarez, I'm surprised because I didn't expect him to see him, especially in the first two games, so much in the 18 in the final third.
He was so active, bro.
Yeah, he was very active in the final third. I know, and we all know that this isn't Edson Alvarez's game, style of play, or his game at all. It's always, behind the two midfielders above you. So
deep
we
line.
did see that.
He's
always
deep line.
Yeah, deep line. We saw that yesterday, and I feel like he's more comfortable there. I feel like, yes, he might get into the final third well, but that is not your spot. That's not your spot.
I agree.
But he's still taking his chances. So good for Edson. He got a goal and an assist against Dominican Republic. Our top goal scorer, Cesar Montes, who won't be there against Costa Rica. But we'll get into that preview. We're also going to drop a
against
preview
Saudi?
Against Saudi. Yeah, against Saudi.
Because of Costa Rica.
Because of Costa Rica,
because of
yes.
himself more.
Players that I'm disappointed with now. Actually,
the list goes on.
I'm trying to see who I'm more before I get into the negative on the players. Positives. There really isn't many positive performances from players where I can really destacar y decirte, hey, this player really good. Marcel Ruiz has showed flashes here and there, but I still think que le falta. He is involved, but he's not involved more often. We did see his first 30 minutes against Costa Rica. I mean, the whole team in general against Costa Rica, the first 30 minutes was really on one, except for Piojo and Jorge Sanchez, who we'll get into the next topic.
You guys didn't like Piojo yesterday?
Piojo, I did, but I didn't. I think he's just wasteful at times. Okay. But I'll get into my Piojo in a bit because I'm a Piojo fan, so we'll get into that. Another player I can really highlight. No, not really, dude. It's sad.
Yeah,
it's sad.
No, it's not too many.
Not too many. Raul, I can't say Raul because Raul is missing.
I can't say any of our strike force. It was a highlight or was a good.
The one and only player is Mateo Chavez.
And he hasn't even played. He's played the least amount of minutes out of everyone else we've mentioned.
Yeah. Now, on the negative and on the bad side, players that I've been disappointed with or upset with. Number one, Jorge Sanchez. Get the hell out of the selección. Why even get on the plane? Why even show up to the hotel? This guy, dude, time and time.
This is not the third time I've watched him live with, and somehow, some way, he gets worse. He gets worse every single time I go watch him, bro. This is the second time we've seen him here in the Allegiant, and I think it was against Jamaica that we watched him play. And he's somehow worse now. I don't get what is Vasco seeing? What is Vasco seeing this guy that continues to give him the urge to play him more often? That gives him the desire to want him in the starting 11 all the damn time. He doesn't produce offensively. He gets cooked defensively. You'd say his best aspect is, his pace, his ability to, go up and down the pitch, but he doesn't show it because he's never in the right position. The guy is clumsy. He's reckless. He's uncomposed. There's a list of what's wrong with Jorge Sanchez.
Started 2 of the 3 games, actually. Jorge Sanchez, God. If it didn't work back then, when you were better back then, what do you think is going to work now? You left Europe to go play in Cruz Azul. And there you go. That pretty much just sums it up. That sums it up for him. This is a player that will not be going to the World Cup. He will not be going to the World Cup. Unless he chooses Jorge Sanchez over Julian Araujo, which actually that I'm thinking about it, can happen because Julian Araujo is still yet to see the pitch.
He needs a wonder season, bro.
Yeah.
He needs a wonder season.
He also needs to be seen. He also needs to be seen. Is either he's not putting in work in the training session or something, because only Julian Araujo, Memo Ochoa, obviously, Efrain Alvarez and Gilberto Mora haven't seen the pitch yet. Gilberto Mora, you can say maybe because he's too young. Efrain Alvarez, maybe because he just really loves Piojo that much. And he's even movable.
Oh my God. Watching Luis Chavez think up the pitch, bro, I was begging for a fucking Gilberto Mora cameo, man. It just seemed like it seemed like that was his perfect game, bro. It seemed like he would thrive in a 3 midfield formation.
Who's a negative on a player?
I can talk about those fullbacks forever, man, if I really wanted to. Gallardo and Jorge Sanchez are so dreadful to me. But another one I do want to bring up is Cesar Montes. I'm not going to lie. He's incredibly inconsistent, bro. And yes, he does have the 3 goals, even though one of them fucking smacked out the back of his head, regardless of your top goal scorer. But he's an inconsistent center back, bro.
As of late.
And I think that just goes, that's the Russian tax, bro. That league is not competitive. Both Luis Chavez and Cesar Montes have dropped form drastically, bro.
We mentioned it off the pod not too long ago where we criticized Cesar Montes for leaving second division Spain for Russia. When I believe the second division of Spain can compete with the Russian team. There's only really 2 good teams in Russia right now. And I believe he took a downgrade.
I think his level shows, bro. In all 3 games, there were key moments where he pendejo, bro.
Yeah, se ve como tronco.
Yeah,
se ve como tronco.
He looks like a moron.
Well, we all know Cesar Montes has never been good playing out the back. Never. And he never will be. He just won't be.
Right. So you'd think, you'd be able to clear the ball first time. You'd be able to, get anything onto the ball, But no. Versus the fucking Dominican Republic. Just fucking let a fucking ball roll right past his left foot. Yesterday against Costa Rica, a ball's flying towards you. All you have to do is clear it. Wait, you're a 6-foot center back. Use your fucking head, bro. Why are you trying to volley from the 30-yard line? Why are you trying to do the absolute most? It scuffs his cleat, and honestly, we could have gone. We easily could have gone 1-0 down from that, bro. Malagón se salió bien, and fucking gave himself a good opportunity to at least get something on it.
That's true.
We got bailed out.
Cesar Montes is good there for the last minute tackles and his physical presence and aerial presence. That's really it. And I wouldn't even be surprised if next week or from the remainder on out, because Cesar Montes is out versus Saudi Arabia, that he doesn't maybe even get the call up. I mean, not the call up. So that's too much. Doesn't even see the field in the future. If Edson Alvarez plays center back or if Isra plays center back and it's good enough to not miss Cesar, then maybe we're not even see Cesar.
We'd more than likely see Isra than Edson at the center back, just because, like I said, I think his midfield position has been working really well. So I don't think there's a reason to move Edson.
Okay.
But at the same time, Isra is also, quite frankly, at the moment, our best fullback, our best right back at the time. So I don't think we'd be seeing minutes from Araujo. So it'd be like a pick or choose. We'd probably be stuck with Jorge Sanchez and Isra Reyes.
Yeah. Another player to highlight, disappointing in these 3 matches, Alexis Vega.
Think so?
Yes. He's really there in assists because of his corner kicks. I think the best that we saw from Alexis was yesterday in the first 30 minutes. But again, I am still expecting him to see the Alexis Vega with Toluca in today's now for selección.
Maybe that's just it.
That's the bar. That's the bar. You cannot go and perform the way you did and show up to the selección and completely not show glimpses of it.
I get you.
So the standard should be high. And if it's not reaching, then it has to be spoke about.
Maybe that's why I'm not as shocked of it. Because honestly, I could say that I kind of liked Alexis Vega throughout the Copa Oro. Obviously, he hasn't done too much, but I don't think my standards are set as high anymore. Because I think, unfortunately, he's already proven that I don't think he'll be able to hit that club level. He can't with the selection. I don't think it's possible for him. I don't know what he needs. I don't know what we can do. Maybe Vasco's just not the guy for it.
Yeah.
But I think it starts with the style of play that the Sele produces, man. We mentioned it, the other day that we play very narrow.
Yeah, we did.
We play a very narrow style of football until Costa Rica. And so we played with the 4-3-3 with the sole striker and 2 plain wingers.
I'm telling you, I'm convinced.
I loved it, bro.
I'm convinced Vasco Aguirre or Rafa Marquez or someone in his technical staff is watching LFS. Or Asada. I'm convinced. It might be just us. They see it as a protest or boycott, whatever. Charlie Rodriguez, we spoke about it for weeks. Hasn't seen the pitch. Gallardo recently hasn't seen the pitch. I'm going to tell you right now, Jorge Sanchez is not going to start next week.
We seeing Isra or Araujo tomorrow? Or on Saturday?
100%. Yeah, so? I'm saying, I think Isra, and I'm going to see Chiquete in the back.
Oh, we do have Chiquete. Yeah, you're right. I totally forgot we have fucking Chiquete. Yeah. Fair.
And the 4-4-2, we went on about it for a couple of days. We tried it out, and we forced, and I mentioned, let's go back to playing out wide. look, if you really watched the game and you saw where Piojo was standing on the whole pitch, he was hugging the line. Same with Vega. And if it wasn't Vega, then it was Mateo Chavez hugging the line, playing wide.
Chino came on, did the exact same thing.
And that's why the first 30 minutes, we were able to see that many fluid combinations in the middle of the field. Chavez, Raul Jimenez laying it off one touch, Marcel Ruiz spinning and turning. That was why.
Thought I was tripping. I didn't think I was watching the Celef.
Dude, it was a different level of Mexican footy.
We were fluid as fuck.
We were fluid. Props to Piojo, because Piojo came out that second half and completely just clamped us up. He saw what was going on and managed to flip it around. So props to Piojo on there. Always give props to your Mexican lads aboard. So
they started countering us so heavy, bro, and we just could not adapt to it. We could not like. They were countering our counterattack, so we would be just stuck in we'd be stuck in the final third while they're already countering attack, entering our 18-yard line.
So a couple things that we learned: 4-4-2 didn't work. Okay, Vasco still doesn't have a set 11, and it's showed multiple times because of the amount of rotations that he's been doing. Which I don't blame him. It has to be done. You need to be sure, but rotate some players that I also want to see: Gil Mora, Efra, Julian Araujo. Piojo Alvaro has the most minutes in the forward, and he's still yet to really sense himself. No GA. Yeah, no GA. Even Vega has assists. But Piojo, I don't know. I don't know if Piojo.
He's Vasco's yes man.
Yeah, he is Vasco's yes man.
He plays the format. He plays the tactic that Vasco wants, and he enjoys it. He enjoys what he gets out of Piojo. I, for one, I'm not, I don't have a problem with Piojo starting, but I would like to see a bit more directivity. And I think that goes for everyone in our final third.
Everyone.
The composure, the ability to produce more crosses, even get into the box, even just take more shots, man. We took very minimal shots outside the box, bro. And that's what really, really frustrates me, because we used to have midfielders that would just swing their foot anything near 30 yards away.
How many times have we seen Ache with his left foot and his right foot
both feet,
smack it? Andres Guardado, how many times?
Oh my days, man.
Even Torrado in his days. Rafa Marquez at midfielders in some days.
These were guys that just at least felt it, like had the balls.
No, I could go on a whole list. Marco Fabian, how many goals he has for Selección outside the box? Gallito, no, Chapo Montes, even in his Copa Oro days.
Gio in the World
Cup. Goals come, Goals come. You just got to shoot.
You have to be.
I really don't know if there's a Selección out there that passes the ball around the 18 without leading to a shot before losing possession.
More than a
Selección. Probably not. Time and time. And especially with Luis Chavez, knowing the foot that he has, the whole second half majority and some of the first half, it was him in good positions. And I'm like, bro, shoot the damn ball. Shoot the damn ball. You have a good ass left foot.
Yeah.
And you're not swinging it. You know?
Oh man, no, it is very annoying, because our main priority was, being able to create chances in the final third. But on top of that, even when the chances are created, we're slacking.
Yeah.
There's no composure, there's no finishing, there's no ability to take advantage of those situations. Raul had a sitter in the second. Piojo placed him a good ball.
I can't believe he missed that.
I don't think anyone did.
I can't believe he missed that.
Gritaron gol, bro. Everyone screamed goal.
It was harder to miss than to actually get it on target and score.
Lo pensó mucho, güey. Lo pensó un chingo, bro. Like, as the ball is floating into him, bro, you can see him want to hit this corner so bad.
Yeah.
When all you had to do was just put in the net. Just hit it hard enough. Kaylor was in the second. Kaylor was still in his first post, way. He was no te iba a alcanzar.
That's why I'm telling you. It was harder to miss because the contact that he did was his head on a swivel. If you really wanted to score and not miss, he just had to make contact with it and just jump in front of it. He didn't even have to swing his head or nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Kaylor got in his head away. Stopped the worldie.
Oh my goodness. Dude, that save was insane. I'm telling you, boys, it's different in person.
Corner kick. And then the corner kick was on my side too. So then it was like, oh, fuck, we're set piece merchants. So obviously I had to whip out the fucking camera. I'm watching, boom, Jimenez gets a first post header. Great fucking save by Keller now. They're rebuilding. Shit pass from Piojo. Se lo mandan. I don't know. I think it was Marcel or Edson that had won the header or something right there.
One of the three midfielders.
One of the three. Flicks on. Raul has his shoulder weight to the goal. He's
the
not
form
facing
was
the net
insane.
way. He's not facing the net way. Fucking full motion volley. Fucking perfectly struck, bro. Flying top left.
You look like Zidane in the Champions League against Leverkusen. And then you look like 2025 Chicha in that miss.
Oh my God. And then we had 2018 Keylor Navas in fucking goal.
But you want to know what? That chance, where did it come from? How did that start?
A corner. Yeah, we're set piece merchants.
The goal that Santi Jimenez scored that we were robbed from, where did it come from? A set piece.
Yeah, we're set piece merchants.
Our major chances are coming from balón parado, set pieces.
Yeah, so see. The one chance we had was the Piojo cross.
The Piojo cross.
And that was the one time Piojo successfully crossed the ball.
And I'm not saying set pieces are bad. They have never been bad. Sometimes that's the difference in big games. Look at Inter. Inter damn near got to the Champions League final by just being set piece demons. But when that's the only way to score, it's a problem. It's a problem. So Vasco has a couple of things to work on. I know he's still not satisfied with what he's displayed.
No, he shouldn't be.
But I think having the right formation is a starting point. And at least we can go and we can be like, okay, the 4-4-2 with Santi and Raul was given a shot, and it was given a shot multiple times, and it just didn't work.
As much as we want it to work, I just don't think Santi Jimenez is at the capability right now to start for the selection. From the moment he came onto the pitch, our attack was dead. Our attack was stagnant. Well, I won't blame him 100% because obviously look who he was playing with. He had fucking bums behind him and in front of him and next to him. So I won't blame him too much because that's a lot of people's argument that Santi always gets the shorthand of the stick, the way in terms of the late subs and who he's playing with, having, Charlie Rodriguez behind you or whoever the fuck.
That's true.
And yes, that's the truth. But Raul Jimenez was doing the same shit with Charlie behind him. And he went in back 2 goals each game.
And Raul used to be the one getting the shorthand of the stick
regularly. Raul was never the number one striker. We had Chicha, and Chicha was regularly playing with only the good players. Raul Jimenez was in Santi's shoes, bro, and he took advantage of his situation. We need Santi to do the same.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. Yes, he got fucking shagged. He really got shagged. He really got shagged. I feel for the guy. That shit sucks.
That does. That moment was too good, man.
It's a goal that people have been begging for you to score. It's a Copa Oro
his
goal.
Best selección goal ever.
You haven't scored since the last 2 Copa Oros or some shit like that. Since the last one we won.
Officially, right? Because of the friendly.
Yeah, that's true. So you would have had, 2 goals in 4 games. You would have had a bit of form. It would have picked up confidence. It would have been a huge relief, off the chip off of his shoulder. But the thing is, got called offsides.
When we go and we play with the 1 striker formation, I prefer by a margin Raul Jimenez over Santi Jimenez.
He's a target man.
Not even that. It's because Raul Jimenez, dude, he's so involved. He's so involved. That's the thing. And that's the difference. When Santi is in, sometimes I don't see the exact same energy that I see from Raul off the get-go.
You know what it is, Wait? It's his first touch, bro. Raul Jimenez has the ability to pick a pass off of his first touch, whether it be left foot, right foot, shoulder, head, chest flick, fucking de tacon. Santi, unfortunately, just doesn't have that. That's not the type of striker he is. He's not a build-up striker. He's a poacher. Santi is a get in the box type of guy and feed me a good cross, and I'll try to do what I can with it. Raul Jimenez, on the other hand, is let me, check in a little bit, let me receive the ball, and I'll build with my team. It's just a style of play that we need.
And that's
just a style of play we need.
If we're gonna play with the 1 striker, it has to be Raul over Santi.
Honestly, I think we could see some difference in the wingers. I think maybe Sandro Tricino out.
I think so too.
They were both good. There were two good cameos. And the last 2 games that he's done, he's came on, he was active. Again, another player that comes on and at least took an opportunity to shoot the ball. Whether he dragged it wide, I like seeing at least someone beating a man, picking your fucking head up outside of the 18 and striking the ball. At least attempting it, man? Because no one even wants to try anymore, bro.
Yeah.
We play like Man City when we have dog shit players. We play pep ball way. We try to force our way into the box so much when we don't have a Haaland.
Before you guys misunderstand what he says, what he's trying to say is that sometimes the way Pep plays is that Pep's final shot almost feels like it has to be taken inside the 6-yard box.
The only people that were only in recent years, people that Pep was really having shoot outside the box was KDB and Rodri.
That's true.
Those are the only 2 players that were really striking the ball. Everything else was just feed into the box, feed into the box, feed into the box. One way or another, they were going to get the ball into the box.
Right.
And that's how we play. But we can't because the crosses are always inefficient or everyone is just, no one's in the right spot at the right time, man. We can't force, we can't squeeze, we can't get too narrow because that's just not the style of play. The wingers are not narrow style of players.
Well, Javier is seeing this and he's slowly but surely getting in. slowly but surely getting it.
While I agree, I just feel like that term is just not the type of. We shouldn't be slow and steady right now.
That's true.
We need to be making compromise. We need to be showing discipline, and we need to be subbing and getting rid of the sorry players right then and now. We can't keep giving them these opportunities when we're running out of time.
There you go, boys. Moral of the story. I mean, the job and the objective was to be first in this group, and we got the job done. Yes, we did tie with Costa Rica. Goal difference eventually puts us in the first spot. But we avoid USA in the next match. We get Saudi. For the Saudi, before that Saudi game on Saturday, we'll be dropping a preview, filming that Thursday, dropping officially Friday. So make sure you guys are tuned for that. And you guys are sub to the channel with the noties on.
Lineup predictions and all that.
Lineup predictions, score predictions, what we expect. Because, again, we want to be in Houston for the final. And if that is the case, we will see you guys there.